Hey guys, welcome back to Naked Audio Tutorials. I'm Yong from sgaudiohive. Today is quite a special episode because it will be our first advanced tutorial on modification. We have here the DUNU D2000j. It's a metal shell IEM. It's quite difficult to actually work with it, and with enough patience and the right tooling, I believe even you can do it. So let's go. Okay, for this mod, basically we will need quite a few items. The most important item is the Dremel. We have to do some hole enlargement onto the IEM itself. So we will need all the standard scissors, pliers, wire stripper. It's optional. We may not need a wire stripper. We need a piece of leather because or any other form of insulation, rubber, leather, that we can use to hold on to the IEM, because we are going to be using a lot of heat, or preferably a heat gun, not a lighter this time round. Okay. Of course, we do need the MMCX connector, the mini MMCX connector. The one that we are going to use is the screw type, the flathead screw type, and small enamel coated wire. Okay, so now we have our MMCX preparation. So first thing first, we have to thin the pins. The MMCX they have two contacts. The main one in the center is the signal, and the outside, the external connector to the everywhere else is the ground signal. So as always, we will be using red color for signal and blue color for ground. It's the same as we solder DIY cables. It's the actual same theory. So it's just one touch and one touch. And we have the MMCX connector prepared. So we have to do both two sets. The trick of this is to actually solder the bottom, the ground pin first, because it's easier to access. It will be harder to access after you solder the signal wire. In case you screw up and you get the solder all over, you might want to use a solder gun, a desoldering gun. Okay, so this will be the most difficult part of the modification job, because we are going to tear down the DUNU IEM to access the internals. The DUNU IEM is a triple driver IEM, it's a hybrid. So we have the dual TWFK inside the nozzle, and the big hybrid driver, a big dynamic driver in the body itself. Okay, the IEM is made of three parts. So we have the nozzle part, we have the body part, and the back plate. All these three are all removable, but we have to avoid removing the nozzle part, because the nozzle part houses three drivers together, and we do not want to damage any of the drivers inside. So it's very important to use a grip cloth, anything that is insulative, that has insulative properties to hold on to the IEM while we will be doing the opening job. Okay. So let's prepare our IEM for the modification. We'll cut off the existing wires because we do not need them anymore. So firstly, we will be placing our IEM onto the blue tag itself. If you have a heat gun, do an even distribution of heat around the IEM using medium heat for 5 minutes, 3 to 5 minutes. It might seem a bit long, but we don't want to risk damaging the drivers. So do at your own risk for any mod. We'll be using the torch for now. Please practice precaution. things can get very hot and things may get messy. You don't want to damage any of the parts inside, or you don't want to get your hands burned. About 10 seconds of flame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, once you see the part line coming off, you can use the tweezer to wedge it in the gap. Do not use your hand to hold. Do not use your bare hand to hold. It is super hot. It is very hot now. Okay, so we got our IEM open. This is the back plate. The reason why we do not want to use very high heat is because of this foam piece here. This acoustic foam piece is for the tuning of the back vent of the IEM. As you can see, we have dynamic drivers here, and at the nozzle part there will be a dual TIFK driver, making it a 3-driver hybrid. It is still very hot, so let us let it cool down. So in the meantime, we will do the other side. Okay, let's move on to the actual modification of the shell itself. As you can see, we have this rubber strain relief here. We are going to remove the strain relief. They have wires already attached to the strain relief. You can use it instead of using the enamel. We can use this stock cable wire inside. I'll show you. Be very careful because the drivers and all things are very fragile. We don't want to damage any of the small components. Okay, as you can see, they already have this wire. In this case, I think it's better to use the supplied wire instead of the enamel wire, because these wires are of better quality. So we'll tin them and we'll attach them. We have tinned the wires and we have prepared the MMCX pin for tinning also. This part we do not proceed yet, as the hole is not of the correct size. As you can see, they actually do not fit. So that's where the Dremel comes into play. Do also take note, there are components inside the hole. So make sure that we are using a short MMCX connector. This is a short version. If the MMCX is too long, it will hit onto all the components inside. So first thing, we get all the wires out of the way, we expose the hole, prepare it for Dremel drilling. If you do not own a Dremel, any other rotary tool, or you might even use a hand file to manually remove the materials. Okay, we are finally able to get the drilling done for one side. As you can see, the MMCX might be touching the component, so we have to do some adjustment and alignment before we do the closing up. And of course we have to test before doing up. The most important thing about this mod is, remember, the wire goes outside of the hole. So you use a pair of tweezers to get them out of the hole. Once they're out of the hole, you can do the soldering. So now we'll solder the wire to the connector. Same as just now, we'll do the ground first. Now, what we want to do is to insulate the components, the pads and components. We can use tape, we can use Teflon, whichever works for you. From here, we're going to be using Teflon. Okay, be careful not to block the vent holes for the dynamic driver. It just basically doesn't want any part of the MMCX connector to touch onto the capacitor. Okay. We are almost done. Let's take a look at the connectors. How are we going to glue it down? You can use a few methods. You can use hot glue if it's not for permanent. I mean, if you want to do any modification in the future, you can use hot glue. But hot glue can actually hold very well the connection of the MMCX. But today, because this is a permanent fix, we have to use a more permanent material. We'll be using epoxy. So epoxy is a 1:1 ratio resin and hardener. You just mix them 1:1. What you want to do is to make it into a slightly longer shape and wrap it around the MMCX connector, and after that we'll pack it down with the tweezers. This typically takes about 2 hours plus to set. So you could test the connection before this, and we actually have to test it now. So the way we are going to test the connection, we'll be using a MMCX cable, but with the MMCX ring removed. I'll be showing you. Hey, this is a MMCX cable. It is for testing raw purpose. So we can see there's a ring. There's a ring here on the tip of my fingernails. So we'll be removing this ring. The ring is the latch for it to catch onto the female connector. How do we remove it? We'll be using a blue tack, pull it down, and using a needle to expand it. And we can take it out. This way we can still test the IEM what is setting, what the glue is setting. Okay, so we have the ring. This is without the ring, and this is the ring. As you can see, now the MMCX doesn't click. It doesn't click, so we can pull it out gently. So we're doing testing, and we'll do the other side and we'll do the finishing. Okay, once you have verified that the IEM is working well, we have to do we can do the finishing work. We can cover it up. So this is the back cover. We will fit it back. Of course, this is not going to hold because there was some glue, so we have to heat up the glue again to let it flow back to the IEM. Alternative, you can use CA glue. You remove the previous glue and use a CA glue. So now the heat is helping the previous glue to set. Hey guys, thanks for watching. If you like our content, please help us to subscribe to the channel, and you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook for more updates. And if you have any comments or on things that you want to know more, you want to learn more, any new videos that you want to see, any questions, do post them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to answer everything. So once again, thank you all for watching.